はいどうも皆様こんばんは。私でございます。今週のエピックゲームズの時間の家、明日。今週のエピックゲームズの時間がやってまいりました。今回はよくわからないやつです。会ってもらってますね。邪魔になってますね。じゃあ今回も消えてもらいましょう。操作方法は、よくわかんないので。マウスとキーボードで言います。
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where...
ちょっと待って。ちょっと待って。もう一回。日本語化されてない。
named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number...
日本語化されてませんね。ああなるほど。ちょっとお待ちください。いきなり、これですよ。というのも、今ちょっとだって、前に。事前にですね。有志による日本語化。なくて。って感じですね。ちょっとお待ちください。今再々起動します。というのも、ですね。以前、プレイしたとあるゲームが、日本橋、対応だったのは、いいんですけども。日本語、非対応だったのはまあ、いいとして。それでプレイしたら、めちゃくちゃ、振ったんで。仕方ないので。
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
愛国、極刑。
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of
なん
every
でもないや。
And although others might have considered it soul-rending,
オフィスでもなんでもないや。
every
この作業。
moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
これ、何これ。
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
移動が意外と早い。
All of his workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
"なんでこいつだけ別なの?" 個室。とりあえず会議室。ございました。会議室に向かいましたと。コーヒー、散らかってるやん。
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
これって右にいるとどうなるんだろう。
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
なんかね。SWITCH のゲームで。
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the
似た
story
ようなや
and
つ
no
を
one
見たこ
gets
と
to
があ
tell
る。
him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
普通に落ちるんだな。これで終わり。違うよね。
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
若い、さ
When
っきの場
Stanley
所
came
探
to a
索し
set
よ
of
う。
two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
ああ、なるほど。この時点で戻れなくなるってやつなのかな。
Looking Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to...
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now.
びっくりした。変な声が出たんですけど。
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
いつになったらこっから出られるの?
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations.
急に部屋が変わったんだ
Down
け
one
ど。
path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
もしかしてこれって。
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
押さなきゃ進まないよね。
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I...
ちょっと待って。終わっちゃったんだけど。あれ、戻ってきた。
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
変わった。
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
使っちゃった。
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way. No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
そしてまたロープウェイ。
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
まともに進めますか?
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Nani kore?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
また、読み込みですね。
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
じゃあ今度こそ。まともに進めましょう。
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came
ドアがないじゃんか。
Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
何これ?
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
ちょっと待って。どう見ても、廊下の構造がおかしい。これレイプするはずなのに。おいこら。ループするはずなのに。
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
何これ?
Oh no.
何これ?
I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
何回リスタートするの?
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
何これ? スコッチだったじゃん、さっき。
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
終了まであと5分でございます。延長しました。延長しました。延長しました。投げたじゃん。ナレーションが完全に役割を投げ捨ててる。
The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, Are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right?
なんかよくわかんない子、話になってる。
Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office,
延長しました。延長しました。延長しました。
the own relative experiential mental subjective construct. Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there.
博多も。
Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was
星の
going
光り
with all
方
that.
お適当なってきてる。
I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
何これ。何これ。何これ。何これ。風、適当じゃん。投げやり、じゃねえか。何これ。意味のないスラロームじゃん。
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember
こ
it
れがどうしたっ
carefully.
て。
You won't want to miss anything. Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell? Still missing the doors. Did we make a mistake following the line? Perhaps we could have found the story on our own.
"何がしたいのこれ、結局。
Oh, no.
無限ループしてない。
Again, Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been
ま
through,
たこの部屋か。
Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
疲れてきたので。次の RESTART で終わりにしましょうかな。
What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction? Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready
ちょ
for
っと
it.
待って、無限ループしてない。
Oh, no, not you
ローカル構造
again.
がどう見てもおかしい
Stanley,
んだけど。
I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine. Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
何これ?
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone
ナレーションだけで話を進められても。
So,
私がいて何をしたのかよくわからないので。
I guess now we just wait.
とりあえず。
You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you do happen to have a...
リスタートしてるじゃねえか。とりあえずここで切り上げましょう。なんか無限ループの予感しかしなくなったので。さて。告知は2つございます。まずはいつもど。このゲームは、来週の木曜日まで、エピックゲームズ、ストアにて、無料配布されております。この先に待ち受けるものが気になるならば、ぜひぜひ、アクセスしてみてください。そしてもう一つ。再来週の金曜日。4月3日で、私たちは、ゲーム配信、言いますけども。その際に、Discord の音声通信をオープンにして、ゲーム、配信をやる予定でございます。あったら参加してくれるとありがたいなぁと。そんな感じです。では今回は一旦ここまで。じゃあの。